We'll call this meeting to order, please. We are at the City of Highwood's regular city council meeting. It is Monday, November 3rd, roughly 7:35 in the evening. Roll call, please.
Alderman Grice.
Here.
Wahlberg.
Here.
Fetterman.
Here.
Fiore. Levy.
Here.
Lenari.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Slavin.
Here. Okay, great. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. In pre-session, we had the opportunity to review the minutes. There were no questions. If I get a motion to approve October 7th's city council minutes, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion to approve the October 7th. No. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3.2, Committee of the Whole for October 7th. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor of those minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That was painless. Appointments, we have no appointments this evening. 5.1 is the warrant list, lettered A. We went through that in pre-session. Didn't have too many questions. If I get a motion to approve that, please.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Lenari.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Slavin.
Yes.
Grice.
Yes.
Wahlberg.
Yes.
Fetterman.
Yep.
Levy.
Yes.
All right. Next is the warrant list B. These are all the variable expenses the city had for the last few weeks.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Lenari. Roll call, please.
Alderman Slavin.
Yes.
Grice.
Yes.
Wahlberg.
Yes.
Fetterman.
Yes.
Levy.
Yes.
Lenari.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
5.3, Ferguson Waterworks, pay request number 5 in the amount of $22,201.36. This is for our water meters. We have a slight balance left of roughly, $6,000 we have left for the remaining purchase of water meters. This will conclude Ferguson, though. So if I get a motion to approve that, please.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any questions on that? Okay, roll call then.
Alderman Wahlberg.
Yes.
Fetterman.
Yes.
Levy.
Yes.
Lenari.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Slavin.
Yes.
Grice.
Yes.
Public input for items not on the agenda. Howdy, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Wonderful.
Paul Martinez, 240 Jeffries.
Yeah, you don't have to tell we no longer want your address.
Oh, never mind then. So,
Not yet.
Oh, maybe, okay.
even better. Well, just in case you want to come by. Well, it's pertinent though. So,
Okay, good.
back in I guess early April, my wife and I decided to buy the kids a dog. You know, a little cute little dog. Whatever. We walk the dog all the time. It's good to teach the children lessons, etc. But the big lesson that we've been trying to really instill is, okay, if you walk the dog in the park, the dog makes a mess, pick it up. Super important, right? So, and part of this stems from I studied economics at some point, and there's this basic principle of economics, this tragedy of the commons, right? That when you have like a common area, the economic incentive for every individual is to just use it and graze your sheep on it or whatever. It's an old theory. Graze your sheep on it and just use up all the arable land. The problem is then there's nothing left for anybody and everybody suffers. So, the one I think bulwark to something like tragedy of the commons or people walking their dog or whatever is units of government saying, hey, you know what, clean up after yourself, don't make a mess, whatever. Cool. The problem is that when it's the pumpkin festival and it's 2 weeks and stuff is still in the park and it causes problems. When there's glass on the sidewalk in the park, still, when you walk by and for the last 2 weeks and still it kind of smells like rotting pumpkin. in the parking lot there. And I mean, for a couple weeks there, it really kind of stunk pretty bad. And I mean, some of the restaurants right there on Green Bay, my streets are bad, Green Bay, the newer restaurants that have to contend with the smell of rotting pumpkin. It's just, it's kind of rough. And, I don't want to give short shrift to the amount of work that's been done, particularly here, like by people on the council, the mayor, like really doing a tremendous, awesome job, like super hard work getting it done. But, everything I'd kind of been hearing wasn't, from residents at least, wasn't super complimentary. And even from some business owners, wasn't real complimentary about just the amount of festival stuff, festival fatigue, if you will. I mean, the craft beer festival, great time. I think everyone I talked to had a really good time who went that Saturday afternoon. But, I mean, nothing was done to clean all day Sunday. I kind of understand because, city workers or whatever want to spend time at home with their families, maybe take their kids to the park. Never mind. So it gets difficult. It gets a little trying, I think, for the neighborhood, when it's done that way. And I mean, last year, I know it was slightly different. It was done a big chunk of it was, say, in a parking lot of Nightingale, which was awesome and great. Nightingale had a very definite economic incentive to clean everything up and had it, sparkling clean by the next day so they could go to work. The same incentive doesn't really exist to keep the park clean. I get it, and anyway. So the other issue I was going to bring is as far as a lot of the stuff pertaining to like the festival, et cetera, is I mean, when it was new a couple of years ago, it was fun. It was a good time. I could see why this definitely brought the community in a much more positive light, more notoriety, et cetera. Awesome. It was cool. It's 5 years into it now, and I'm kind of wondering how the community really still benefits. I mean, I can see how if you live in Lake Forest or Highland Park, you would benefit by Highwood doing this because you don't have to have the mess. I didn't see a ton of local. I mean, I saw some local people, but I didn't see a broad cross section of the community really enjoying the same festival. I mean, I think of the Family Network events when they have stuff in the park. Awesome. It's clean. The next day, everything's picked up. It's done, and the community's there enjoying themselves in a kind of a nice, healthy way. And there's loud music. Loud music shuts down. And kudos to you guys for the Pumpkin Festival that everything shut down at 8:00 when you said it would, and that was great. I mean, you did a really nice job enforcing that stuff. I also heard another kind of general complaint that there wasn't a tremendous amount of communication with the neighborhood residents about how parking might be affected, like what things were going to happen, street closures, et cetera. Maybe during some of the busier times, some sort of like police presence to help with traffic and whatnot. I mean, if I can say it, I'm on Jeffrey's Place, which is a one-way street. It gets confusing enough with people. This morning, I saw someone going the wrong way down the street and doing a three-pointer and getting out. Traffic gets a little weird. Traffic patterns have changed. It would have been helpful. So I think maybe things could have been done better if they really should be done at all. A lot of the people who volunteered for this in the past and really, I think, been very, very strong advocates for it and helping out, I get the impression really didn't want to have much to do with it this year or maybe the last couple of years. Again, maybe festival fatigue. Maybe it's that you start to lose a sense of who's really benefiting. And I think, one answer might be to who's benefiting. Well, autism, $50,000. Again, great work. That's super cool. The problem is that the monies were, said they were, the figure was given the next day and nothing was cleaned up yet. So it's maybe instead of giving out 50, give 40 and take 10 and clean the park, something. So, and I'm not questioning the stewardship of the funds or any of that stuff. I'll leave that to somebody else. It's not my affair necessarily, but again, it's just, it didn't really sit well with a lot of my neighbors and some of the other people in the community. Again, I don't know that there is a solution, but just again, I guess, who are the the sheep herders look to the government to be like
Right.
protecting the common area,
Okay.
because it's all we have. And
Cool.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. I will say, we tried hard to get that place cleaned up. 22,000 pumpkins carved are a lot.
That's a lot.
So we will make sure I know that's part of the thing we're looking at for next year, is exactly what you're saying. It is being definitely looked into. Next item, anyone else at this time? There's only two other people, so we'll move on. Mayor's report, I have a couple things very quickly. Tomorrow is Election Day. It will be held at the Rec Center. Also, starting tomorrow, Everett's Place, they're going to be doing blacktopping on that road. Is that correct? So if you're traveling down that road, we will be repairing, I guess they're not really potholes, but everything that was grinded now will be overlaid. So that'll be happening tomorrow as well. And then finally, this Saturday and Monday, November 24th, so November 8th and November 24th, if you have any household chemical wastes that you want to get rid of, Swalco, who we are a member of, the Solid Waste Agency of Lake County, will be accepting those out in their Gurnee location, and that's November 8th and November 24th. Please check out their website. Again, that's Swalco, SWALCO, the Solid Waste Agency of Lake County. Okay. Treasurer's report, do we have one for this evening? We do not, so we will put that off. Clerk's report, nothing at this time. We will jump right down to new business, which is number 12. 12.1, we have consideration of a resolution accepting a proposal from GW and Associates, PC, to provide services as financial director for the city of Highwood, yes. Thank you. If I get a motion to that effect, please.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, okay.
Second.
Motion and a second for GW Associates for the financial director.
Brad?
Yes, it was Brad. Alderman Slavin. Roll call, please.
Alderman Fetterman,
Yes.
Levy,
Yes.
Lenari,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Grice,
Yes.
Wahlberg,
Yes.
We're going to take that as second part. It's consideration of a resolution accepting a proposal from GW Associates to provide or to be appointed as a treasurer for the city of Highwood.
I think we're appointing David Gonzalez.
David
correct,
Gonzalez, sorry. I take that back. So if,
I'll make a motion to appoint David Gonzalez of GW and Associates as the treasurer for the city of Highwood.
Second that motion.
Sorry.
motion, no, thank you. Motion is second. Roll call, please.
who was the second? Thank you. Alderman Lenari,
Yes.
Levy,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Wahlberg,
Yes.
Grice,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Next item on the agenda, 12.2. Oh, welcome aboard, by the way. Look forward to working with you. I know we have a finance committee which will be starting up here shortly. They'll organize a date when you have someone on site to begin their meetings, as well as working with Scott, obviously, and the rest of the council. Next item on the agenda is 12.2, consideration of an ordinance amending Section 4-1-7 of the Highwood City Code regarding Class 9 liquor licenses to permit the license holders to sell liquor. If I can get a motion to approve that, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. What exactly are we doing with this one, Scott?
This is based off of a request from Walgreens to be able to sell liquor in addition to beer and wine, which they do currently. So it's a code amendment allowing all members of that class, which Walgreens is the only member to do so.
Okay.
What other businesses would ever apply in your, for Class 9?
If we had a CVS come into town somewhere, maybe an Aldi, one of those types of businesses, you might see something
Or a
like that.
grocery store?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about the proposed grocery store?
You could have a grocery store apply. and they would probably fit this classification.
Because, I mean, that, for the proposed, for the Hotel Moraine property, they would likely, this would be one that they would be issued potentially?
It's possible. It all depends on what their business plan is. We might look at them as something even completely differently. We would really need to look at each applicant as they would come, but it could very well fit that
Currently, there's only one
specification.
license on the books, correct?
For this, yeah.
For this, okay.
Currently, at this time, there is.
Get a second one for the grocery store.
Okay, we have a motion second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Levy,
Yes.
Lenari,
No.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin,
Yes.
Grice,
Yes.
Motion passes, correct? 5?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure. 6?
There were 6.
6. Next item on the agenda. 12.3, consideration of an ordinance amending section 1-7-1D-3-B of the Highwood City Code regarding public comments. We're going to eliminate them, huh? If I can get a motion to,
I'll make that motion.
thank you very much. Second? Anybody?
Yes.
Thank you, Alderman Grice. This is to, with the state changing their laws, if I'm not mistaken, saying that addresses are not mandatory anymore.
Correct. Not a prerequisite to speaking.
There we go. You just jumped the gun with you a little bit on that one.
Is it, are we volunteering? I mean, could you not opt out of this if you choose to?
It's
Or
not
is-
necessarily an opt-out. The opinion of the Attorney General was that you don't have to state your address if you want to speak.
Right.
Currently, our code stated
So they're
that,
not requiring you to eliminate that provision?
no, we just couldn't enforce it.
Right. So if somebody got up and said, I don't want to tell you my address, we couldn't make them?
Correct.
But our code says you
But
have
we
to do
have
it.
a back room.
Our code says you have to give your
Well,
address.
we could have prior to the change in the Illinois code.
Right. Okay.
Once it was changed, there's no teeth to our ordinance.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
I don't care either way.
Roll call, please.
Seems like it would protect the speaker.
Alderman Lenari,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
It's gonna say it's none
Slavin?
of your business.
Yes.
19X more.
Grice,
Yes.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Levy.
You know, I was in a finance meeting one, and they handed me, going over how the levy works. They handed me mine. I was like, oh, that took a lot of nerve, and they blanked out my address. But I knew it was mine. I'm like, son of a, that's my PIN number. All right, we'll move forward on that one. 12.4, motion authorizing,
We're not doing that.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No, we're not. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 12.5 too.
You have to burn these notes.
Should we just skip 12.7 too and 12.6?
Yes.
12.6, consideration of an ordinance granting a variation from the City of Highwood Appearance Code for 106 Washington Avenue. That's the new Metro PCS store here in town, up in Washington, obviously.
Second?
That is an ordinance. We'd need to waive first
Will
reading.
you waive first reading on yours?
I will indeed.
Will you be as moved for the next one?
And I'll second.
Second that as well. This was approved by the ARC, correct? What's that? Recommended in favor of this. Roll call, please.
I know.
Alderman Levy,
Yes.
Lenari,
Yes.
Grice,
Yes.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin.
Yes.
Next item, 12.7, consideration of a resolution approving and accepting an ARC recommendation regarding an application for wall signage at 832 Sheridan Road for Farmers Insurance.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Lenari,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Slavin,
I must recuse myself from this,
Abstain.
so I'm out.
You're abstaining.
Grice,
Yes.
Fahlberg,
Yes.
Fetterman,
Maybe? I'm just kidding. Yes.
Levy.
Yes.
Well, welcome to town, those two businesses. We have no reason for executive session. No actions coming out of executive session. Motion would be to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Andy, you sure on this one?
I am.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
These three things. Thank you, Candace.
Absolutely.
Thank you.